Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Ginny Baro. Today is Friday. I wanted to go outside to show you my beautiful front yard and to leave you with the message this morning before we go into our weekend. So this morning I got up and went to the gym and had a great time connecting with the ladies at the gym. I go to a gym that is a CrossFit gym, and I usually go 3 days a week. And I get to do a couple of things while I'm there. Obviously, strength training, conditioning, and the mental benefits of going to the gym for me are invaluable in that without that outlet to release, to take care of myself, even to connect with the women who attend this all-women gym, that is such a benefit to me as a leadership coach, as a mother, in my relationship. It keeps me grounded, it keeps me focused on my nutrition and my wellness, which is so important to me. And it makes me feel that I'm taking care of myself so that I can be there for others in my life who I love and who I care for and who I serve, like my clients. So today, Friday, after I came back from the gym, I was making my breakfast, and I love listening to podcasts. I don't know what you do while you're getting ready, but that's one of the things that I love doing. It's listening to podcasts. And this morning, I listened to two very different messages. One was a meditative story from Meditative Story, the channel on my Apple podcast. It's a wonderful storytelling / meditation type of offering and program. And the second one was Marie Forleo. Her latest episode is on the topic of trauma and how many of us have been impacted by the last year, 2020, with the COVID-19 pandemic. And many of us may not even realize that we are experiencing the signs of trauma. So I wanted to come on and share what some of those are, because they're so subtle that they may be surprising to you. One of the ones they mentioned, the doctor mentioned, was the inability to sleep well. I don't know about you, but raise your hand if you're having a tough time sleeping. And what happens, and I'm not a doctor, obviously, not a medical doctor anyway, but what happens when we experience trauma like we did during 2020, when we were in our homes and in quarantine and in fear of our own safety, going out and our loved ones being out, or our children, etc., is that there are many things that get released in our brain and a lot of hormones that go into play, and many of those things cause us to lose sleep. The stress that we feel activates many different hormones in our body that cause us to lose sleep and to worry. So why am I bringing this up on a Friday as you get ready for your weekend? I'm bringing this up because it all boils down to me as an exercise in watching your thoughts. The circumstances could be the same for everyone, let's use that as an example. And so when we focus our thoughts on the unknown worries, the things that we can't predict of how things will happen, whether or not you will get your work back, how often you're going to go back to work, what about the kids, are we going to go back to school full time? Some of schools are already going back full time, will that continue? Are we going to have a relapse? All of those things that are unknown and out of our control, when we focus on those things, they cause quite negative emotions, and those emotions impact how we feel and how our body reacts. Our body can either go into fight or flight mode, it can go into shock mode. And because we've been doing this for so long, we may think it's natural to have this level of stress and this level of worry. And so how do we help ourselves? How do we get out of our own way? And how do we help ourselves? And one of the ways that I am recommending that we help ourselves is to be very vigilant of our thoughts and what we focus on throughout our day. I started to talk about me going to the gym in the morning. That's the one thing I know that I can control in my everyday. How much I move. I can control how I eat, what I put in my mouth, whether I am putting in my mouth more natural foods versus processed foods. The non-processed foods are healthier for my gut. The gut has a big influence in our overall well-being, and the reactions of cells within our small intestines, which is where the nutrients are absorbed into our bodies. Fiber is another of the items that they discussed in the Marie Forleo podcast that talks about how important it is to have fiber, to be able to have healthy bowel movements and allow our cells and our brains to work as efficiently as they possibly can. So the things that we can control, when we focus on those things, going for a walk whenever you get a break during your lunchtime or in the morning or at the end of the day, taking your dog for a walk, moving your body, getting away from those rectangular boxes that we call TVs, and getting creative, looking for ways in which to engage yourself, whether it's reading a book. And if you're not a reader, what about listening to a podcast or listening to an audiobook? Doing things that are constructive for you, because as humans, we're going to feel very bored and out of sorts and stressed if we're simply going through life focused on the problems, the unknown, the uncertainty, and making that the main point of our life. When we do that, we are basically losing the fight. We're throwing in the towel. So I want to share all of these crazy thoughts and random thoughts with you, so that if anything in this video resonates with you, that you commit today to saying, I am going to do this for myself. And know that whatever you do for yourself ultimately will benefit the people that you love, the people who you're here to take care of, and the people who you serve in your teams and in your organization. When you think about what you're doing from a place of contribution, it takes away any guilt or blame that you may put on yourself for taking the time to do those things. So I am, as your coach today during this 8-9 minute video, giving you permission to take care of yourself in the spirit of, when I take care of myself, I'm able to feel better, number one, and most importantly, and also I'm able to be there wholeheartedly and 100% for the people that I love and I care for. So that's my message for you today. If this resonates with you, leave me a comment, and you know you can always find me at callwithginny.com. Thank you for letting me share my thoughts with you and for letting me share my backyard and my front yard with you. I love it here, especially during this time of year. All right, I'll talk to you soon.